This is Ndtv. And you're watching Ndtv Hindu.
Good evening and welcome to 2020 on Ndtv Hindu. This is the channel that brings you all the news that's been making headlines throughout the day. I'm Evelyn Nathan.
Hi, I'm Peer Mohammed. I'm bringing you details of new death threats to former Chief Minister Jayalalitha.
I'm Nithila and I'll bring you the latest on the swine flu scare in the city.
Well, that and plenty more coming up your way, but first let's take a look at our top stories tonight. Amma gets mail once again. 2 letters threatening her life are posted to Jaya television ahead of the Madurai rally. Tamil Nadu registers 15 cases of swine flu deaths. Jayalalitha strikes the government of being inactive. The widow of a whistleblower alleges foul play in his death. The Madras High Court orders the government to get the CBI in for investigations. Tamil Nadu bows its head to taming its bulls, agrees to the 4-month period for the Jallikattu tournament. It's a batsman's game as the IPL champions, the Super Kings from Chennai, take on the Royal Challengers from Bangalore in Durban tonight. And it's a sleepy Friday at the theatres today. A sequel and a 3D fairy tale are the catch this weekend.
Pay attention. But when you don't know what you're doing... Belle, I love her. You must tell her.
Let's also take a quick scan of what's making news in the rest of the country. Dr. Singh's representative, the Cabinet Secretary, meets Federation boss Fennel as the Kiwis and the Kangaroos confirm their participation finally. Congress's spokesperson says there never should have been an instance of pointing fingers, just focus on the games now. With the Ayodhya verdict deferred, the opposition holds judicial delays responsible for a failure of resolution in the last 61 years. After a case of attempt to murder is slapped on the son of a Maharashtrian minister, investigations reveal injury by a blunt object. And in a first look, Potters and his friends cast their spell over the world and the Deathly Hallows. Now, if there is one person in the state who's been getting a bag full of mails, it's none other than Amma, the chief of the AIADMK. She has received 2 more death threats demanding that she cancel her Madurai rally that's set for the 18th of October. In 2 letters mailed to Jaya television, it spelled danger for her life in those letters. This is the 6th death threat that Amma has received in the past few weeks. AIADMK had in fact asked for the intervention by the CBI the last time such a letter was received. And joining us for more details on that story is our senior correspondent Peer Mohammed, who joins us live from our newsrooms right now. Peer, has there been any progress whatsoever in the investigations so far?
Evelyn, about the current death threats that the JTV office has received, they have filed complaints with the Guindy police station and with the DGP and also with the city commissioner of police. And about the earlier threats that she has received, about 5 times she has received death threats, and the commissioner of police has already said that investigation is being carried out into those death threats, and the DGP also has said the police is on the lookout for people who have sent these death threats to her, but there has been no progress, and ADMK has taken the issue to the central government, the Union Home Minister and the Prime Minister, and asked for the intervention of the CBI because there is no progress in the investigation so far.
Right. Also, Peer, has the police really come out with any kind of an answer to those security demands?
Evelyn, the government has come out with at least 2-3 advertisements in the leading newspapers saying that Jayalalitha has adequate protection. More than 75 police personnel from the state police and 12 NSG guards are protecting her round the clock. So there is no need for more further security. That is the stand of the state government in this issue. Evelyn.
Right. Thanks very much indeed, Pete, for joining us with those inputs. Now, it's really a scare now. We are in the 4th week of September and the state of Tamil Nadu has already registered 15 swine flu cases. That's an alarming 2 deaths in 2 days. One of the latest casualties being a 55-year-old woman from the Viluppuram district who has succumbed to this disease. But fear lingers in the district as her husband too has tested positive for H1N1 and is receiving treatment at the Jipma hospital in Pondicherry. But it was only yesterday that a 27-year-old woman died in Pondicherry of swine flu. And joining us for more inputs on that story is our health reporter Nithila. Nithila, is there any reason at all for us to believe that the state is on a high alert at this point?
Not really, Evelyn. At this point in time, the state is technically not on a high alert, but with 2 deaths in 2 days, there's definitely panic among the people of the state. This, of course, comes after the latest death this morning. But what the government has been trying to reiterate time and again is that there's no need to panic. But the government has done all it can. In fact, they say that more vaccine centers will be opened across the state shortly. Even now, there are vaccine centers in all districts of the state operating. In Chennai alone, we have the Gindi Institute and 6 other centers. Many people are taking these vaccinations. In fact, in Gindi alone, more than 10,000 people have taken swine flu vaccines till now. Another thing that all the doctors and government officials are saying is that not everybody needs to take the swine flu vaccine. Only people that are high on risk, basically people who already are sick, suffering due to hypertension, diabetes, or who are undergoing dialysis. These are the people that really need to be careful. Otherwise, swine flu, like any other flu, is completely curable. That is what the state is trying to, that's the message the state is trying to send out right now. But definitely a widespread panic among the people. Now this has also become a political issue, with the AIADMK Supremo Jayalalitha alleging that the ruling DMK has not done enough to spread, to control the spread of swine flu in the state. She, of course, her main point of contention is that free swine flu vaccines have not been provided to people. Now the Health Minister MRK Paneerselvam just a week ago said that free vaccines will be provided to people below poverty line, but that scheme is yet to be put in place. Evelyn?
Right, and the government's drive against swine flu was also the recent online registry that has obviously been in place now. How is that really going to help the monitoring process?
The government hopes that this registry will record every swine flu case in the state. This, of course, comes after allegations that the government and even private hospitals are trying to brush swine flu deaths under the carpet, trying to hide the actual details, the actual statistics. So the government now has taken this measure of opening this online registry where every case will be registered in the state. All cases will have to be registered, and health officials can also take precautions like making sure that these swine flu patients are quarantined either at home or in the hospital, and also make sure that if the cases worsen, if the patient's condition worsens, they can be taken to the top hospitals in time.
Right. Thanks very much indeed for joining us with those inputs. Nithila there giving us a quick update on the swine flu crisis in the state. Now, if there is a right to know about what went wrong behind a whistleblower's death, then his widow is now rightly exercising that. The Madras High Court has ordered a notice to the Tamil Nadu government on the death of a whistleblower in the Tuticorin district. Meanwhile, his wife has sought a probe by the CBI. Murugan, who was an employee with the Food Corporation of India, was found dead after consuming poison in his office. Police say he had faced many charges in his own department and that it was a case of suicide. But his wife suspects foul play since he was in the process of exposing a scam in the FCI godown. And Ndtv senior correspondent Sam Daniel joined us with more details about the court proceedings.
Murugan's wife Selvi has sought 3 things from the Madras High Court, particularly from the Madurai branch of the Madras High Court. One is she wants a CBI probe into the whole issue because the police say it's a case of suicide, he consumed poison, but she says there's some foul play because it happened on a day when reportedly he wanted to expose the scam that's taking place in the godown. Secondly, she wants police protection to her, and thirdly, she wants cases to be filed against some of his colleagues against the SC/ST Act, he being a Dalit. To give a little background, this took place around 10 days ago in the Tuticorin district of Tamil Nadu, where Murugan, who was working as an assistant quality inspector at the FCI, was found dead in his godown consuming poison. Officials and the police say it's a case of suicide, but his wife says this happened on a day when he wanted to file a police complaint exposing a scam that was taking place in the godown, particularly referring to a few of his colleagues who were actually smuggling hundreds of bags of pulses and replacing them with cheap rice bags. Although the postmortem report now says it's a clear case of death due to consuming poison, the big question is it suicide or was he made or forced to take poison?
It now seems that the Tamil Nadu government has been tamed by the Supreme Court. The state has agreed to restrict Jallikattu, the sport of bullfighting, to 4 months' time. The state has told the Supreme Court that the sport will be conducted from the 15th of January to the 15th of May. The Supreme Court had earlier asked the state to reduce the time period to less than 5 months and had asked the state also to increase the compensation to those who die up to 20 lakh rupees. Since that, Tamil Nadu has said that since Jallikattu was conducted by farmers, they may not be able to pay that much of an amount, but has said that the organizers of that sport will be implementing a group insurance to pay the compensation. Presently, 2 lakh rupees is being paid as compensation to the families of the victims. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court is also examining the Animal Welfare Board's petition to regulate the sport of Jallikattu in Tamil Nadu, but now the case will be taken up only next month. Now, tomorrow is and marks the day of International Day of Coastal Cleaning Up. And Chennaiites are most definitely all raring up to go. The Indian Maritime Foundation is organizing the Tamil Nadu chapter of the cleanup, and this time it promises to be bigger and better. Lokpriya brings us this report.
What used to be a clean beach along the Tamil Nadu-Puducherry coastline is now a scene of garbage. As part of the International Coastal Cleanup Day, the Indian Maritime Foundation will clean up the 210-kilometer coastline, starting from Ennur in the north up to Cheyur in the south. Beach lovers, activists and anyone who is interested to keep our beaches clean can join this drive on Saturday morning at 6:30 at this point in Valmiki Nagar in Thiruvanmiyur. Organizers say they will also look into the waste to recycle the waste. Do not litter the beaches, let it glitter. In Chennai, Lokpriya, Ndtv Hindu.
Well, on that note, we slip into a very short break, but still ahead on the bulletin, doctors are the latest victims at the trauma zone called the Commonwealth Games. That's coming up in just a bit.